Hi friends, this is part 2 of a 3-part video series where we're talking all about report cards. In last week's video, I walked you through on how to create a template for your comments. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to use that template and throw it in Excel to have it personalize your comments for your entire class. My goal is to have you done with them in under 20 minutes. So if you haven't watched part 1, go ahead and click on the link that's coming up somewhere up here. And if I can't get that to work, the link will be in the description box below. When you have your template, come back to this video and then I'll walk you through the steps after that. Before we get started with the tutorial, I just want to introduce myself in case you're new to my channel. My name is Blanca from teachertechfiles.com and I'm a learning strategist from Las Vegas. And my aim for this channel is to make technology easier for teachers and show you how you can make that technology work for you. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you receive a notification anytime that I upload new videos. Let's go ahead and get started. The first thing you're going to need is that template document that we created in our last video, and you're also going to need Excel. Now don't worry, Excel is super easy and all it's going to be used for is to help us fill in all of these blank spots that we have in our template. The first thing we're going to do with Excel is save it so that we don't lose any of our data. So I'm going to save this as report card template data. And I'm going to save it in my desktop also so that it's really easy to find it later. Now I also like to work in split screen. And split screen is just so that you have both the documents open at the same time. So to do that, all you have to do is drag your Excel to the side of your window. And you see how it creates that little line down the middle? It will automatically put it on half the screen and then ask you to choose what's the other half. So I'm going to pick that Word document. And now you have a split screen where on one half you have the template and on the other half you have the data. What we're going to do now is we're going to tell Excel what information we need to fill out this template. So what we do is to go through and find all of the red spots. And these are going to be the titles at the top. So for example, if I'm starting at the top, it says student name and positive statement. So at the top, we know we need student name and positive statement. If I'm working down the document, the next red I see is his or her, and it's the beginning of the sentence, so it should be capitalized for both. His or her. And then the next blank spot, it says strengths in ELA are blank. So we need an ELA strength. So I'm going to write ELA strength. And we also need a math strength. Okay. Moving forward, it says students in the XX grade. Well, what grade are you teaching? So for example, all of my students I know are going to be, let's say, 2nd grade. Or actually, it would be typed out 2nd. The next line is, are expected to reach blank Lexile level. So what is the Lexile level, or what is the measure that your students need to meet? For us, it's Lexile level, so I'm going to fill it in here. And I'm not really sure if these are the right numbers, but for now I'm going to put in Lexile level needed and on or above grade level for reading. So we're going to put I ready reading because we need to fill in that document on whether that student is on or above grade level for reading, and I ready math. Again, the next one says student name consistently participates, but we already have the student name up here, so we don't have to type it in again. So we're going to skip that second student name. Student name consistently participates in a positive manner in all subjects areas, he or she. So we have a his and her category, but we don't have a he and she. So since it's the beginning of a sentence, it also needs to be capitalized. So we're going to put he or she at the top. Struggles with staying on task and completing assignments during school. Student name again, we already have that category. Has been absent X days. So we're going to put attendance. And him or her. We don't have a him or her already. And since it's in the middle of the sentence, it doesn't need to be capitalized. And how you're going to support him. So those are all of the blanks that we have in our letter. And I'm just going to highlight them so that I can remember that they are the categories up at the top. And for right now, we don't even need our Word document anymore. For right now, I'm going to minimize that and make this bigger just so I can see everything. what I'm doing is I'm clicking it so that I can see everything that's in that cell. So now let's go ahead and get this filled out. I'm going to show you with an example of 3 students. And let's just say that the student is called Tom, Sarah, and Chris. We need a positive statement. So let's say participates well in class, is a role model to his classmates, her classmates, and we'll use participates well in class again. The positive statements you will have to come up on your own. If you don't know any positive statements, it's really simple. You can literally just Google positive statements for report cards, and you will come up with some links that will help you come up with some statements that you can type in here. But each student will have a positive statement. So now let's work through Tom. We're going straight across. Tom participates well in class. Well, he's a boy, so we're going to have his here. ELA strength, of course, we're using our own data, but for this example, I'll just put comprehension of literature. And for math, I'm going to make it up, and I'm going to put that his strength is geometry. All of my students are in the 2nd grade, so I can actually just bring this down, and I can just copy it over and over because all my students will be in the 2nd grade. Because they're all in the 2nd grade, they're all going to need the same Lexile level 2. So in that blank, we can fill in the exact same thing. So let's just say it's 550 to 595. And again, I'm going to copy this down because it'll be the same for all 3 of them or everybody in my class. Now let's say Tom, he's going to be on grade level for reading and on grade level for math. He, capital H, let's say that he's been absent 2 times. It's a him. And supports, we'll say continue small group intervention. And now we're going to do the same thing for Sarah. So Sarah is a role model to her classmates. She's a her, so we're going to put her there. Let's just say the same strength for her, but we're going to say that algebra is her strength. On iReady Reading, she is above grade level, and on iReady Math, she is on grade level. She is a she with a capital S. Attendance, let's say that she's missed 3 days. Her, and we're going to put continue small group interventions as well. And then the last example, Chris, participates well in class. His main idea and key details. And let's say that his strength is, I don't know, we'll make this up also in, let's just say geometry as well. Let's say he's above grade level in reading and above grade level in math. He has missed 0 days. He's a him, and we're also going to say continue small group interventions. So you can fill this out for your entire class. For this example, I'm just going to use 4 students, but you would continue to fill it out for your entire class. Once you have your whole Excel sheet filled out with your entire class's information, you're kind of done with it for now. So just make sure that it's saved and you can close it. And go back to your Word document that had the template on it. So here's mine, and we're going to start working from here now. The very first thing we're going to do is we're going to tell Word where to find the information to fill in the blanks that we have in this letter. So to do that, we're going to click on Mailings at the top, Start Mail Merge, and then Step-by-Step Mail Merge Wizard. That should bring up a little box on the right-hand side. And what type of letter are you working on? Well, this is a letter, so we're going to click on Letter and click on Next, starting the document at the bottom. How do you want to set up your letters? Well, we're going to use our current document because we've already set up our template. So we can go ahead and click on Next. And then this is where the fun gets started. So it says select your recipients. The recipients is just another word for all your blanks. So we're going to use an existing list, and it says select your list. So I'm going to go ahead and click select a list and find that Excel sheet that we just created. I saved mine on my desktop, so I'm going to go ahead and select it and click open. I can just press OK on this. I don't really have to worry about it. Press OK again. And then we can go up to step number 4. Next, write your letter. This is where we start filling in the blanks. So for example, the first one says student name. I'm going to highlight that student name because I want that to be populated with my actual student's name. So at the top it says insert merge field. I'm going to drop down and click student name. And now positive statement, I'm going to select that and I'm going to replace it with the positive statement from our Excel sheet. I'm going to continue with his or her. I'm going to highlight that, go down to insert merge field, his, her. Now notice it took away that space, so make sure that you keep an eye on the spacing. Strengths in ELA are, here's my blank, so I'm going to select the blank for ELA, insert merge field, ELA strength, and select the blank for math, insert merge field, math strength. Students in the XX grade, so I'm going to go ahead and select grade. And all we're doing is we're matching the merge field with the empty spaces that we have in our letter. Are expected to reach the what Lexile level. So this is the level that's needed, so we're going to put Lexile level needed. I actually also just noticed that I put in the Lexile level that they needed, but I forgot to put in the actual Lexile level that they have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the G, which is the Lexile level needed, and right click on it and insert. And that's just going to insert a whole other tab right there. And I'm going to put Lexile level have. Or actually I'll put current Lexile level. That might make it easier. And let's make up these numbers. So let's say that Tom is at 560 and Sarah, she's above grade level, so we'll put her at 610. And Chris is above grade level, so we'll also put him at, let's say 615. There we go. So if you forget something, you can always add it in. Just make sure that you save it after each time. Okay, currently student name, so I'm going to select student name. Insert merge field, student name has a Lexile level. So what is the level that they received or currently have? So current Lexile level would be the field and is on blank on iReady reading. So let's select the iReady reading slot there and blank on iReady math. So as you can see, I'm just matching up the blanks with the sections that we had in our Excel sheet. I'm going to continue on down here at the bottom. It says student name. I'm going to select that and replace it with the merge field of student name. He or she, select that, replace it with he or she. And I'm going to finish this up real quick. Student name, him or her, there it is. In class by, how are you going to support them? Oh, and I missed one right here. He has been absent this many days. That's why it's important to keep it in red so that you don't miss it. I accidentally forgot to do that. So this is his attendance. And now we've filled in all of the blanks. So now you're wondering, like, what did we do with that? Well, it's pretty easy because all we have to do is click on next, preview your letters, and watch what happens to those empty spots. Tom participates well in class. It automatically filled it in. So now we have all the sentences that we need to create this big paragraph, this nice comment. And at the top, you can kind of sift through them all. See Sarah and Chris, and it would continue for all your class. So what I like to do here is I like to go complete the merge down at the bottom, number 5. And then I like to edit individual letters. So if I want to click on edit individual letters, click all. And what it did is it created a Word document with all of the letters on there. And now I can edit it to make it look more like a paragraph. So let's just go through Tom's real quick. Tom participates well in class. His strengths in ELA are comprehensive of literature and in mathematics is geometry. Students in the 2nd grade are expected to reach 550 to 595 Lexile level and on or above grade level on the iReady reading and math by the end of the year benchmark. Currently, Tom has a Lexile level of 560. Tom has a Lexile level of 560. So if you notice, that sentence doesn't really make sense, so we're going to have to erase that part right there. And is on grade level on iReady reading and on grade level on iReady math. So we're going to say that Tom is a good student. So Tom consistently participates in a positive manner in all subjects area, which means that we don't need that sentence for needs improvement. So I can just delete it. Tom has been absent 2 days from school for that 2020-2021 school year. I will continue, to support him in class by continuing small group interventions. Now we have the final version that you can copy and paste into your school's official website. So I'm just going to go ahead and select this paragraph and turn it black so that I know it's been fully edited and move on to the next paragraphs. You just finished writing your entire class's report cards in under 20 minutes. I know that it used to take me days to complete this. So when one of my teacher friends showed me this, I was so excited. Shout out to Lori. And now I know that I can use the same method for personalizing all sorts of things, like newsletters or emails. Next week, we'll be doing the final video of this series where I'm gonna give you some tips on how to talk to parents after they come to you with questions about those report cards. And sometimes you might have an upset parent, but I'm gonna show you how to deal with that situation. And I just wanna remind you that I'm really trying to build a community with this YouTube channel and not just a subscriber list. So let's go ahead and get the conversation started below. Have you ever had a parent upset at you after you've handed them the report card? How did you deal with it? I really hope this tutorial has been helpful for you. And if you found any value in it, go ahead and like it and make sure that you're subscribed so you don't miss any of my future videos. In part 3 of this video series, we're gonna talk about how to deal with upset parents and all the tips and tricks that can help you with de-escalating that situation. The link to that video is below, so I'll see you over there.